Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day. We'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. Today, starting off with the footprint chart. So we just got a little bit of a bounceroo for a short little scalp, but it got stopped. We took profits right early when we started seeing these buys enter in, but we were seeing a bunch of sells. You want to see the sells enter in full force as you're considering a long, and then if you start to see too many buyers, then that becomes fatigue on the position. So we're starting to see a few people getting stopped out here. We just went down to 77. Most likely my runners just got stopped out here. We'll see. So we took this little bounceroo right around here for a 20-30 point tick, and then we were flat as a whistle after that. So we took it up to here, got rejected off of this cloud, still thick. Looks like we're getting back down to the 236 from yesterday, deja vu from yesterday's 236 level. I think this is the 236 level from yesterday. Let me double check this real quick. Let's go back. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. This is the 236 off of the bullish 236, but it looks like we could be fading off of that as we come back down. We've been hanging out beneath this adaptive as we struggle in this bearish dots as we hang, but we can't get back above this cloud region, this nebulous cloud. Not sure what to call it just yet. As we just barely poked our head above it and came back down for these lows at 73. Do we find some support off this 236? This did react off it last time. It went slightly below, getting shoulder, head and shoulder. I don't know. Let's go ahead, take a look at the news. I heard there was some sort of thing coming out. That is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. That's for don't see it. I see building permits, housing starts. There's not really, there's Canada stuff. Don't see anything for today. Yeah, no news. How's everyone doing today? Breaking beneath. That was a nice little short. Got freaking, if anyone, from the top here. So we were talking about yesterday, this 15-minute cross up as we were leaving the stream. We were saying this could get fatigued, and sure enough, it dropped down after the stream when it reached into this fair value gap. There was a fair value gap over here on the 2-minute, and then they came and reclaimed that gap and then dropped down after some meandering for about an hour or so. And then we're doing it again. We couldn't get the same level of even highs on here for the pre-market session and started to dump back down. So what is the situation right now? Let's go ahead and take a look at the delta. Oof. So when the buyers start to step up in full force like this, in terms of hundreds of contracts into the bottom, they're like, okay, we got more fuel for us to keep going, and they just kept going. And those could have been shorts that closed their position as a buy there too, but either way, they don't have to pay the shorts, so they can keep going down. So whether it's a shorter or a buyer, if the buyers come in full force at the bottom, then they just keep going, and that's not the bottom, that's just another trap sprung. You want to see a bunch of sells, and then you take those sells as a little bounce up. So I took this little bounce up for what it was worth in that short moment in time. It was a very quick play, less than a minute, I think. Let's go see what that was. It was over here. Yeah, we got stopped out on that. So we just entered. We saw this little bounce coming off. There's double bottom, bullish divergence, liquidity grab. I was like, I'm on it. And then I took that, and it was so quick. It was like 45 entry, 48 exit, 3 minutes. The perfect kind, where you just like kind of go right into profit. And getting more buyers down in this region. 116 pinged in just a moment ago. $200 contracts, if you include this, 300. Starting to add more percentile here, minus 14, minus plus 12. So you can see what the delta percentile is. Getting in that oversold region on the 32nd and the 1 minute. That was also one area of confluence. When it gets to that 35 region, I'm like, okay, I'll take a bounce, like, you know, on that sub oversold region that it likes to react off of. Pinging in more buys here. 248 contracts bought in at this level and or cashed out their shorts. Looks like we are going even lower, revving into these possible lows down here at the regions below. We've broken this little liquidity pool here. Yeah, not really feeling that balance because of those contracts that entered there. 300 plus. More blue than I like right there. Need that blue to disappear and I can see more red before I want to long anything again. That was a nice little dump though. Kind of looks like a dragon's like belly or something. It's kind of got this like stripe on it and the stuff on the top is pretty cool. I'm not really sure what to make of it, but it kind of tells you when it's coming beneath this band, and you have the dark and the light band. That's what I'm calling it right now anyway. And when the light band goes beneath the dark, it comes back into the light. The light goes back into the dark. Let's see. That was a lot of stops right there. Right there. Right there. That was a lot of stops right in that region. 500. That's where you that's where you start going and triggering that stuff. Alright, let's do it. Let's see where it goes. Wait, where's my stop loss? Oh, it's down beneath this thing. Got slight bullish divergence starting to play out. Not really super keen on the idea. We'll see. Cross up of the 30-second and the 1 minute. Let's see if it can break these little dots or not. Get back into the dark channel here. What is the session? Current session delta is 2K, so minus 2K contracts to the sell side. Having some interest in the buyers here. Once again, that could be the shorts kind of considering to change their positions or to take their profits too. $361 contracts entered there in buys. $15 minutes till the open. Let's go take a look at the Renko one last time. Also later looking to curve on the MACD on the 8. We reach down into the 360 region on the 8 bar, which happens to be a pull from back here on that impulse a few days ago. I'm not going to take the full 150 point or 100 tick rather stop. I'm going to close it if it goes further, if it does not bounce into some profito here. No good. Money flying away. No bueno at the dots, saying no thanks. We don't want to go in just yet. We're going to continue lower. Too many buys entered there. So they get more fuel to go down further. Minus 221 right there. Fatality. Alright, I'm not digging it. Oh, I forgot to click this. We are in. Can an Undertaker back up though? You got 200 out, so it knocked out some of those mini players. Got bullish divergence cascade, perhaps. cross down. Not feeling it. Yo, CNC, what's going on? And we have 10 minutes going into, or sorry, 14 minutes till the open. Just straight up dots continuing to the downside, suppressing the price. We had one little bounce here up into that channel average level. And more buyers entering here. Oops. There we go. 121 stopped out there. How did they determine what is the market objective? I'm so fascinated by liquidity. Like, obviously they're paying like shorts massively while they do this, right? So when did they said, and there we go, we're complete? Like, is there some sort of like person they're picking on in particular that they, when they get that person, they just decide to reverse? Like, that's why I like looking at the footprint charts, because it's like, what was the actual trigger? What is the actual trigger that kind of causes the price to bounce back up? Generally, it's a bunch of sell side, because you go into stop out the longs, and then if you get too many buys entering here, then those are shorts cashing out or buyers entering, and so they're like, okay, we can just keep going lower to liquidate some more. Now you're getting 7 time frames oversold with some bullish divergence. But the essentially 10 more minutes. This is looking poised for some damage, getting the green dot now, and the bullish divergence is starting to appear as crystallization. Went for a little bit of a drawdown, but let's go ahead and see what is going on here. Let's see here. Let's just throw it there for good measure. A little bit of, you know, see. Money stack, stack, stack. Bullish divergence. Can it see its way up above these yellow and orange lines? The orange one's the adaptive, the yellow's the channel average. If that channel average is also the dot to get back in the dark channel here on the 1 minute. It's all fractal in nature, so this is cool that it'll translate up through the time frames as we can watch it cascade for fatigue points. You got a thick purple cloud of the volume weighted cloud here, all our own trifecta, if you will. Got the 7 time frames oversold, coming back into the cloud here. The baseline's capturing the price. Can it get the permission to come back above this bearish super trend, which has been holding the entire way down? Basically from here, this bearish super trend level has been holding. If we cannot break the bearish super trend, that would be a idea to think about cutting it. We got 8 minutes for the open. Got a bunch of buys here. Once again, these could be shorts getting stopped out too, so they could be aiming at the shorts at some point when they reach the market objective. When does the market objective get met is anyone's guess, but that's why we're looking at the session delta as it goes negative 2K in contracts. And that negative delta means the imbalance, so they have to recoup those sells by targeting the buys, and that causes it to go up here as the session starts to recoup those negative imbalances to the sells. Considering breaking this super trend level, you got above the 2 points of interest of the averages here, back into the dark channel, cascading perhaps. You're starting to get a little dot of trend shift, a trend dot, I call them trend dots. Still purple. How's everyone doing? Yo, Smurf! I gave you permission, by the way, so you can run with this side by side. If anyone wants to try out this Momentum Master Lite, you could call. I'm thinking of calling it something else. I'm not sure what to call it. It's just basically like a highlighter of what's the baselines do and everything that complements the baselines and points where it bounces in conjunction with the baselines. Yeah, so it's just like a monitor of sorts of the baseline play. You know, breaking this dot, getting tight. We got 5 minutes. Money flying away on the 30-second, also 1 minute. Getting a rejection potential, perhaps. Yep, cross down. Let's see what is crack-a-lacking with the contracts. Still seeing a mighty amount of buyers. That could be shorts closing into the levels here, but still could be going much lower. It did flip that super trend. Does it get support on this super trend or not? Baseline on the 1 minute happens to be that as well. 4 minutes, less than 3 minutes 30 seconds. "13 seconds for the 3-minute countdown." Where was that from? From here? No. Ah, okay, from here. I see. So you had this lower high on price action and a higher high on the oscillator. You had this hidden bearish that it couldn't make it above this range. But is it doing that like Undertaker play? I'm trying to make something that's similar to Renko's, that's using price action, so you can kind of see where it like revs out or whatever. It's like a trend-based candle model formula kind of thing. Well, it's looking like it's more and more this resistance level. Yeah, I'm gonna cut. Saying do not enter, so two minutes. $242 stopped out there on that drop in the last 6 minutes. So they go in and induce some people, shake them off, and then come back in. Seven time frames oversold though. Like how much more? And you got one more minute, T minus 1 minute and counting, 45 seconds on the clock. Let's see what's getting pinged in. They're gonna go wild here. They're getting people getting ready on both sides here, it looks like. Everyone's getting in. There's like sells over here, buys over here. Everyone's getting wound up. For the open. Here we go, open inbound. Going to test those lows as much as they can. Hey, you went to stop me out, mofo. I thought I had like a, what's it called? Like, it was like, I guess my entry was like kind of garbo. And I'm not going to pivot that. That failure at those levels up here on this average never got above it on this pivot, the first pivot.
Still hasn't pivoted. They just went for all those. Still getting that like liquidity grab. Could have this Undertaker play if it pivots here. All right. We'll go horsey on it. If you're gonna pivot up like that. Whoops. All right. Yeah, we can make it back. Son of a gun. Closed it. Pivot is to continue. That's why you don't play the open generally. Gave it back. Yeah, gave back my open. That's 2 trades lost here. We're playing a little bit raw today. All right, I'm not gonna play the open. Screw this. It's chopping me up right now. Nope, 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 nope. Not doing it. What did we get damage-wise? I don't want to peek. 540. Oh no, that was terrible. And it's probably going to take off here. So essentially, what are we trying to do here? We're getting this bullish divergence signal on our Optima, so I'm going to trust the bullish divergence here, and we're just going to let it do its thing. Bullish divergence for the win. Come on. Bullish divergence, baby. Let's make it back. Come on. Bullish divergence on Optima for the win, baby. Come on. Money bag stacking up here. You gonna get it? You gonna break this super trend? Money stacking up. Can you break it? Can you start to break this range? You broke those. You closed the candle above those lines that you're struggling at. Now coming to the 1 minute, doing the same. Forgot to push the button. Relax, Indiana, relax. Let it do its thing. No, 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 don't do it now. Don't fade. Come on. Son of a buck, son of a gun. Come on. Get that cloud kiss, baby. Come on. You got 2 wicks on the cloud. Come on, hold it. Market objective complete. I wish I could look at the ATAS right now, but not going to do it. You're making it back in the cloud here. The light came back into the dark on the 32nd. Can it cascade up? It's just too laggy on my screen for some reason. I don't get it. Like I'm above the level, but then it's like going negative and then going positive. It's weird. Come on, Moneybag, do your thing, please. All right, so we're getting this oscillator coming to this level. We haven't gotten above it. Come on, cascade yourself up to the 1 minute if you could. 1 minute getting the bullish divergence as well. Come on. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. No. In bullish divergence, we trust. In bullish divergence, we trust. If it This is so weird. It's like different than what's happening in the chart that I'm just looking at here. $48. Like it just jumped to 48. It's not 48 there. There's like lag on NinjaTrader. Anyone have experience with lag on NinjaTrader? I use a tick refresh indicator to speed it up or something. Maybe that's causing it. So we're holding this 30-second cloud here, which is nice to see for my long right now. As of this moment in time, the angle at which the cloud is holding here is quite nice. And we're now getting above the 1 minute, which is really good. I could start peeling some off here. This is now, we're up pretty good here. Pretty massive actually. Do I take some out here? Let's take some off into, wait, what? Did it close it? There we go. So it should have, wait. It was like positive 900, but whatever. Alright, so we're back in the green again. I don't know why it didn't do the, what's it called? Profit that it was projecting there, but it is what it is. We're going to move this to break even now that that sweat is beyond us now. So, getting the push to the upside in bullish divergence we trusted, but it could be short-lived. So we moved the stop into profit. You tend to come back and kiss the cloud, and when you get above, when the white starts to peek its head back above the dark again, then you're going to get a little bit of a fatigue. You got a trend dot on the 1 minute too. Are you starting to shift this to the upside? I don't know. You're holding the average of the channel. And stopped out at 20 ticks profit. And that could be an ABC to continue. That's why you take for what it's worth. That was a bit of a sweat in the open here, but this could continue too. Are we getting this cloud reclamation on the 1 minute? The angle, let's trust the cloud here. This is another one, 6 for the day. A little bit more than I would have liked. Got stopped out like twice, one pre-market. Note to self, don't be in the trade before the open. Wait till the open's first pivot to present itself. So we're holding this cloud quite nicely, and the thinning is something to reconcile here. Do we hold this thinning cloud? Does this mean some sort of reversal? The cross down event on the 32nd is presenting with some tones here. The 1 minute is considering to go higher. This is why I played the cloud bounce idea. There's nothing on the Renko suggesting that. Maybe the 50 here, but it's a little bit off from the level here. The Renko is not as accurate as Momentum Master. It is a noise reducer though. I prefer to see these thinning points, this exact sniper precision idea, you know what I mean? Just me personally. And then you get those bullish divergences. Bullish divergence, man, into the open. Those divergences, like as much as the sweat that it put me in, like that was the play right there. If you could just like weather the storm. Anyone take that long? It was a good like 100 ticks. Like this freaking lag though, it's like not accurate to what it was doing on the it's not accurate to what the price was saying here on TradingView. Uh-oh. That second rejection of the 236 of the bullish nature, getting rejected beneath the 236 of the bullish nature, might not be bullish at all actually. if we can't make it above that level. Yep, it's breaking the cloud. Breaking the cloud. Breaking the cloud. Breaking the cloud. It all matters. What is this? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So you had some brief bearish divergence that was trying to play out, and then it burst up above that. So I'm going to have a little bit of a moment to check ATAS now to see what the damage was and assess the situation in terms of delta. So on the previous 15 minutes you had a bunch of sells were right above the sells here, and it looks like you have more sells to the buyers in this last 15 minutes. It was a large amount pinged in, 700, 800. There's a lot of contracts in there. I don't know the total, but fair amount. And you had about 360 stopped out there on that drop here, 400 pinged in as we rose, 423 stopped out as we dropped, 720 pinged in as we rose in the last 8 minutes. So a lot happening in these charts, and it looks like we are breaking the cloud to possibly go down. If we can't reclaim this cloud, then that is bearish in nature. The angle is still tilting upwards, but you're getting this bearish retest idea to possibly come lower. I'm going to close this long real quick. Don't want to experience the full drawdown of that. Hold up. How do I get back to that? Yeah, I gotta go here. Well, if you're gonna peek up from there, it's at the 50 indecision point. You're at that 50 indecision point. Are you gonna undertake or what? Looks like it's undertakering out. So ideally you don't want to play this chop. I'm just I was up like before I entered the the live stream, so I was like having a little bit of a, you know, a guessing bout, but not 100% guessing. I was trying to play this bullish divergence. It was a little bit more choppy than I would have liked, to be honest with you. And we just can't make it above this 30-second cloud, you know. We cannot, so I'm closing this with a minor loss on that one. And we're back to where we started pre-market. We're back to where we started. All right, so let's go back to the ATAS thing and see where we were. Wait a minute. Go back here. I didn't want to. Sorry, I'm trying to expand this, and it's like, there we go, it's laggy, so it's not like showing me the down the horizontal one. There we go. All right, so we had 243 cells get stopped out there That was a minus 1K drop right there on that last thing there. Minus 1,000 contracts of sells stopped out. So that was, if you were not in a trade, the cool thing to see was this bearish retest of the cloud, the failure of the cloud on the momentum master here. This volume weighted cloud gave you an insinuation. We could be having an undertaker play after those 1,000 contracts were stopped though. I already took like a 60 tick damage on that. Need more confluence. Need more confluence. So you're technically making lower lows and still you're making lower lows on the oscillator. It's kind of a C divergence play, but that was a little bounce. Getting do not enter on the 1 minute. So you came back above for a slight tap here up, and now you're making continually lower lows and lower highs. You bearishly retest that 236 level. This 265 is a daily level that I've had here for some time. Are we coming back to that? If we go to here, let's just take this little simple impulse here. Impulse retrace to the downside. So it looks like they are drawing to the downside here. Go ahead and reload this because I don't like the angle at which I want this to be a little bit more up close and personal. Yeah, I think that tick refresh lags this. I need to take that indicator off. It's like super laggy. Like I can't even click this to change to 32 now. There we go. But it's not changing. All right. Not gonna mess with that right now. You came to the 786 of this bearish trend-based fib level of this impulse retrace into the open. That was as high as you got, was the 236 twice of the, and then you broke beneath this level. 5 minutes till the hourly candle closed. This could become a wick. Let's go look at how Tesla and all of these others are doing right now. Tesla down 1%. The VIX is up a percentile. So volatility for the markets is inbound. Bitcoin back up to 27K. I'm trading from the dentist's office waiting room. Degenerate. Yeah, today was a little bit degenerate, if I'm being honest. I totally did not follow any rules in that chop right there. Hey, man. All right, so I'd like to see it get to that oversold region, though. It's just not giving me like it's like the slow bleed. It's not giving you like the real sauce. You're getting like flyaway money stacks on the 1 minute here. Breaking, looks like it's coming to that 300 level now. Getting buys triggered. You're negative 3K in contracts for the session delta, which means more sellers are triggered in general. Getting a lot of buyers in these last 2 minutes down here as we go into these levels. You're trading for the dentist office? That's awesome. So a lot of times they like this spike, it's going from like 7 to 20, right? Then it immediately gives it back. Like, then I often wonder when I look into these candles, like, okay, you had like 400 stopped out there, 466 sells. Ooh, daddy like. I like these sells. More sells, please. See, like this, I can't even, this like so laggy on the, oh my gosh, so laggy on the thing. There we go. There we go. Getting the money flow into a position here, coming down to the 300 level, which also happens to be that one of the bearish trend-based fib nature. If it isn't a long, it's a short. Boom. Boom. Breaking the 300. Let's go see what was stopped out there. Hello? Thanks. The hourly closed. Not so much. You had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 800 contracts. Some sells entered there. That's good. Coming down, breaking through the 300 with the fury down to 292. Technically, you're coming beneath the white completely, so that's when these wicks come back in. You need that white to come down to it, create an ATR range for that. And the volatility bleeding out to the downside here. So that's all she wrote for the longs. They came up here and they pivoted up, but you didn't see money stacks. You saw money flying away, flying away, flying away on the 1 minute, and it just slowly flew away. The bullish divergence in the initial open did play out, but into a bearish trap. It said be careful on your longs, as the do not enter said beware thereafter. That's why we closed that long the second time we re-entered. Where does the draw on the liquidity for the sell side stop? That is the question. You essentially had a leading into the open here, you had a super trend chop up twice, and then they came back, bearishly retest the 50 twice, and then came back down for a pullback twice. Rainier, what are you seeing in terms of draws? 249, 276, a lot getting stopped out. 250, 226 stopped out there, but a lot of buys too. 267, 301. Are you doing it while they're cleaning teeth, or you're at the waiting room? So we're at the 1382 at 273. We could get like a little bit of a relief bounce here at some point. I just want to see how many buys are entering though. 241 stopped out there some more. 276. So laggy. It's like not even like showing the reconfigured number. So weird. If only you knew how the response time was on my clicks. Oh yeah. Getting a potential cross up on the 1 minute after having this extreme light side come down out of the dark on the drop down here, coming to the 1382 level of the bearish trend base fib of that previous impulse retrace of the open. Can we get back above into that channel on the 32nd? Getting back into the dark on the 32nd. Attempting to hit up against them trend bubbles. $83. Bounce not sustaining, so it could just possibly even come down to that 265 level if it does not break back in to the dark channel. The money stack that was appearing on the 32nd subsided, still appearing on the 1 minute here. You had a money bag also at the oversold region. That was one of the things I was looking about for taking this bounce. You had to the oversold region on these 2 time frames, so I was like, and I saw the stopped out liquidity of the shorts, and I was kind of just thinking of taking that for what it was worth. Not looking at this to sustain necessarily, just trying to gauge it by my eyeballs and peeling one off contract off into the bounce. If it holds, getting a rejection off of the channel average here at 291. Also happened to be the trend dot on the 1 minute. Okay. Let's see if I do this and then I go. It does recalculate. Okay, good. Okay, so we've done 7 trades thus far. I think like 3, if I'm not mistaken, 2 were pretty massive. One was just a stop out pre-market, and then I did that nice little bounce out of there to recover everything and then some, basically. And then now we're in this little other trade here for currently 40 ticks. Can it go up to at least peel off one of these? It doesn't look like it wants to give me that 3 extra ticks. Coming back to that 89 level. I mean, trading is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. It's a hilarious game. It's a psychological battle more than anything else. So, we came back to the cloud on the 32nd. It must have peeled off there. It had to have peeled off 1. There you go. So we peeled off 1. I'm going to just move this to a slight level here so that we don't take so much. If it comes back in our face, chances are it will, because it already reached a certain fatigue point. Rides and wedges break down to create that Cinderella slipper of the double bottom. You're reaching that cloud unless you can get some sort of like inclination higher. It's getting that channel resistance here. I'm going to yeah. Not so easily flipping the trend, so I'm gonna go close this one at least. We'll see how it goes. It's probably gonna come back for a double bottom. Let me go see what the liquidity is. They probably got some eager longs entering here like myself, so I'm just gonna be like waiting for that stop off. Yeah, there's a lot of buys here. So this is like kind of similar to what was like Friday. Everyone was trying to long the entire way down, and they had just blue the entire way, fueling the way down. So there's a lot of blue in here, which is not conducive of longs at all. It's actually, that creates the momentum to more downside from what I've gathered thus far in studying the footprints for the last 2 weeks and knowing about using high block what buy side and sell side is about. So pinging in 317, 254 up in these highs, and then starting to come back into the sell side. Yeah, so I don't know. Could be an ABC to further the equation down below, but let's go see what it's doing, bouncing off the equilibrium. It's doing an equilibrium bounce. Did they switch their positions then? It's going to do one of those 0.5 bounces. Is that a similar play to yesterday? 0.5 bounce a roo, 7 time frames oversold. It got back in the trend dot zone, started to bang on the 1 minute trend dot. Let's go see what is triggered on these. Not gonna FOMO, not gonna do it. Shout out to all 7 of you that are avidly watchers. Appreciate each and every one of you. And here we are breaking that 0.5. Are we going to hold it for the second bounce? The second one is key. If it holds, I will consider entering there. Money is flying away on the B down here and here. Ooh, getting the bounce. Come on, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, man. Ooh, get out the way. Get out the way. All right. So, what was I looking at? The first hit to the 0.5 equilibrium of this impulse, this tiny market shift, came back a second time and then started to bounce out of here. So I was like, I'm going to take a look off of this Fibonacci play here as the algorithm does its thing. And let's do it. Let's do it. And we are up 45. What we're going to do here all right, nice. So that is the market structure shift model where you do something like this. I will hide trading view for a moment to show you that here. So you have basically this kind of mini break of structure within the drop down, and then we came back into that 0.5 and then started to go up there. So I was down for the Fibonacci, but we're in with 6, so I'm going to try to peel out 3 there. Don't want to give back too much, you know what I mean? Pullback, because you have a shift and a pullback, so the pullback could be coming, so that's why I'm basically peeling off some here. We did come above those trend dots on the 30-second. It was a little breath of fresh air. Came up to the 1 minute cloud here on Momentum Master and hit the bearish super trend level that's been holding thus far on the drop down here. Continuing higher with the runners. I got 2 runners in. I am going to move this up manually just to below break even. Oops, my accounts were showing. I'm using a copy trader. There's like 8 accounts being linked right now. All the links are in the description for some coupon codes if you're interested. Some of the coupon codes for the evals are not valid anymore, unfortunately. I don't know when they're doing the next sale on that stuff. Getting a cloud shift here on the 30-second. And then there's other people wanting to enter, so they're moving this up that missed this 0.5, that are trying to wait for it to come back here as a potential bullish order block if it is going to continue out of here. It did reach that 1382 to a T. Let's go inspect that real quick up close in person now. So look at this. You can't get more pixel perfect than that. Look at that. Right there to that 273 level. Boom. Bounced off it and never to return. So how's that for Fibonacci right there? So you had this impulse prior to the market. You could have taken the entire thing, but that wasn't the impulse. The impulse was here. This impulse, 30 minutes prior to the market essentially was to the downside, and then into the open they retraced up and then faded. So that ABC insinuated that you go to that level. So Here, I'll just make it a little bit bigger for you. Get out of the oscillator mode. And then you have basically this level here, A, B, C. And now you got that fulfilled essentially with this impulse retrace, and then now you're getting that potentially shifting here in a manner to give you a potential D wave out as the market objective is met. We'll leave this here because it could meet with some more bearish resistance until it gets above that 236 level. Not necessarily sold on longing it forever. We haven't shifted the structures on the higher time frame just yet. And we came back into the 2-minute cloud, like the dark channel. Wow, 9. Dylan, what's up, man? How you like this little thing that I've been working on? It's kind of this like dark and light channel idea that coincides with the cross-ups as a monitor, breaking these trend bubbles, calling them like trend bubbles and stuff. It's kind of fractal. I'm trying to find this like fractal point that like doesn't matter what time frame you're in, it's going to give you like a solid monitor. Like if we look at the 6-minute, we're coming back into the 6-minute just now. I like the color scheme too. It kind of reminds me of like the underbelly of a dragon or something. The underbelly of a dragon. And then you got the volume weighted cloud up here with some stripes of the super trend, some scales. Getting a cross up here. That would be nice. That would be nice. Daddy lag, daddy lag. It's just like the Renkos are cool. I like them. You know what I like the Renkos most for is this. I can see exactly where the highs and the lows are. Like, oh, there's a pull here, there's a pull here, there's a pull here. It like I don't need to go hunting for fair value gaps. I can see like, okay, there's this draw here that it could come back to the end, and then I move on to my momentum more accurate trader here. And yeah, let's go back into the 1 minute. 1 minute reaching up above the dark cloud again, getting a breath up above the cloud. Taking a breath of fresh air. It also happens to be this 1 minute bearish super trend level. Bursting up to break it. That 0.5 was good. We're going to delete it now. If we use just the bullish trend-based fib levels now, you could just do this small impulse retrace here, and it can give you some insinuations of where it could go within this small little mathematical structure here. We're going to just delete the bearish one because it's basically good for now, served its purpose in the moment. Booyah. That was a nice little shift. You see how it bounced off that trend dot too? Like boing on the, that was what time frame? The 30-second? It's pretty cool. Coincides with the cloud shift. Alright, well, all that matters is we're green for the day, so just ignore that little horsiness at the beginning, please. And yeah, we recovered. That's all that matters. I'm gonna have to give myself a red dot today. I'm gonna slap myself on the wrist. That was not good. Do not do that. But the bullish divergence was the fire though. You saw it, man. Everyone here saw it. This bullish divergence was giving you that play for the first pivot. What you did at that 236 level as it rejected is up to you, but I didn't take the short there. But if you had taken the short, that more power to you, because they did give you that bearish divergence crystal and the money flying away. I was already in a long, so I was kind of in my bias at that time, unfortunately. Should have been quicker to reverse. All right, so are we going to reverse here? Speaking of reverse. Speaking of reverse, adaptive moving average and the channel average here. Do they get a bounce reaction off that or the super trend? These three. Or are we going to break below it? Come back to the cloud. This is your your moment of truth, so to speak, for the continuation in this moment. On the 32nd. The 1 minute also happens to have all these things in play. As it comes back into that, I'm going to, whoa, what am I doing here? Nope, it stopped me out. We're going to get stopped. And essentially, yeah, you could just play dots to dots, the dot game. Trend dots. Ah, I missed it on the 32nd. You had this bearish divergence, money flame, and then burned off. Broke the super trend, broke these averages on the 32nd. We're at the halfway point. If we take this here, we're at the equilibrium of this entire impulse. So if you're looking at this on a bigger scale, you do have the 618 bounce that just occurred right there. The second time's a charm though. Does the second time hold, or do we ABC our way through it like butter? ABC our way through it like butter, or not? If not, then you go like this, beep, beep, beep. All right, I'll take it. Also happens to be this 50 SMA on the 8 bar. Could chop around. We could chop around. Might not be that easy. It might not make it easy at all. We'll see. We will see. We played it before and we'll play it again though. Let's go ahead and add this to the trade alerts. Ideally, you want to do this every time. meeting with that resistance, all of them converging here, the baselines, the channel average and the adaptive and the cloud all meeting as resistance, saying, I don't know about this, bub. Is it going to go through it like butter? Looks like it's treating it like butter right now. Treating it like butter, not like a thing that exists. Uh-oh. Went to the 0.65. There's the 0.65 people that play the 0.65 too, the patient ones. If it actually holds. Nope. Let me go see what Atas has for us real quick. Okay, about 300 stopped out there, 200 before that, 156. Like to see the stops. Oh shoot, they just dropped down further. Missed it. Coming for a double bottom. So that just ate through that idea completely. So this is going to a 786. That's the last line in the sand, and it looks like it is not holding. Nope. And that is going to be stopped. Hit this one, 8. So that could be 4 out of 8, like 50%, I think, for the day. That was not that great for today. We had 4 out of 5 yesterday. If this hits, then it will be 5 out of 8, but not looking like so bright right now. So this was an ABC. Oh. Yes, essentially had your rejection point here. Fighting off a lot of bearish we're gonna let it hit us out this time. Overall, it's looking all the way back here on the 1 minute to this top here, and drawing the fact that you had like a higher high on the oscillator here, and that was making your bearish divergence from the top here. And then had somebody rotated from this, they would be rotating back out now from dots to dots. Money stacking back up. Cross up event. So that was one of those deep retraces. That's why I have these settings like, okay, some people play the equilibrium and sometimes you get the equilibrium bounce. We got it here, right? And then other times you get the pocket, the pocket bounce. They gave us like a fake inducement pocket bounce here. And then other times they say, screw you to the equilibrium and pocket guys, and they go deep. This time they went deep in. And not to say that this is going to continue, but I'm just saying they do these 3 patterns, and they have a 4th one, which is very rare when it's ultra trendy, which is the shallow one at the like 382. I'm not really keen to play that type of thing, but you could. Rather than have all of them up like looking like a rainbow, I just have it go when it goes to that region. And it comes into prominence. Looks like it's fading right here though. Bearish in nature. Overall, 400 stopped out. You had 208 buys enter though. Just like getting too many buys to come stop out, and then that stopped me out right there. I'm out for sure. Oops. Yep. And we're back to where we were pre-market. So essentially everything during the stream broke us even from where we were prior to the stream, where we had more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated trade. And you're getting a lot of buys here. Those, ooh, wow. Let's go see what that ABC did. Negated that entire thing, and you're going deeper and deeper into this liquidity. So let me go, I'm going to try to isolate where the play was on this. There had to have been a other fair value gap that we were coming into here. So technically there was one. Was there a wick there? Not sure, but there was one into the hour, like a minute into the hour, that they came back into, and that could have been your fair value gap recovery, and then continue for the actual play that's going to the downside here. Let's go look at what's going on for the markets. You're getting Nvidia sell-off right now, minus 1.74%. So this is Nvidia doing this right now. VIX going up by 3%. So you're getting the VIX volatility coming in right now across the markets. Bitcoin holding 27K. Kind of coming back at a double bottom here. Let's go see what the stopped out level is here. A lot of buys. It's a lot of buys. 407 in total negative delta stopped out on that drop there, but a lot of buys included in that. Still negative 407, so that's a lot stopped out in the middle here. Still could be keep going lower. So we're basically 50% for the day, and basically at a little bit of profit from the pre-market, but gave back some gains there that we had from the drawdown that we experienced into the open that we shouldn't have played at all. But we are ultimately right with the bullish divergence in the beginning pivot into the short. Getting kind of a bullish divergence here on the 1 minute. We're back at a level here. I'm not quite sure what this level actually is. I wish I looked at it more carefully before the open, but it's a day. Normally the the yellow dots I have are daily support levels. Oops. And getting that buy side entering here, expressing the possibility of continuation to that draw to the downside. That could just be a take profit bounce on the shorts, people that are heavy in profit hitting the buy button to cash out. Oops, let's see. Alright, and we have another 15 minutes for the hourly close. We have previous bullish divergence we were pointing out here. We have the bearish divergence up here, cascading into a bullish divergence here. $49 up to $69. That was a nice solid little bounce here. Meeting with the cloud channel average here. So one thing that I guess the play would have been is that B wave. We took this one yesterday, which was probably, in retrospect, it was very similar to yesterday in this regard. Here, looks like it was a shallow one, most likely from here. So this was your A, B, and then C was from that shallow 382 level here. So if you're playing the shallow wave, yesterday was we took that, what's it called, the 0.5 one, and today was a shallow one to the downside from this drop, this displacement here, which happened to be those three averages saying like, you shall not pass, and then it broke down to the downside. Noted for the future, when those three combine and you meet for that level with a rejection, that was the B wave to the downside. I'll have to read that later. All right. I could probably reach out to that guy because I know the guy who has this playlist right now is a Japanese dude, so I could probably reach out to him and be like, hey man, you mind if I play your music on my stream and just shout out where it's from, you know? And then if we take this impulse retrace idea here, we came down to the 0.65, 249 bounce there. Getting some cells here. Definitely new shorts or people taking profits off these buys. And basically going to sweep the lows perhaps to stop out the buyers. There's more buy inducement. Coming back to sweep. Nvidia down 2% now. For the day. A lot of buys entering, more inducement for longs to go lower. $313 in buys and 114 in buys here. Just really not. It's like this. I saw this on Friday, and then they just kept going lower. I don't know. We were like we were positive 7K. We were like positive 7K as we were going down. So it was just like constant buyers in that entire drop. Just meeting with resistance on the cloud. Cloud still thick, and the channel average still just like holding you down. You're getting the trend dots saying no, you're gonna just keep going down. The buyers also saying that. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for more confluence. Slow suppression of that cloud idea. We had an initial reaction up to 0.65, most likely break down to the 706.44 level. I don't know. Essentially chopping our way sideways as the cloud holds us and that average holds us. Cloud's starting to thin here though, getting time frames below in alignment, but not really feeling this chop. This B trash consolidation looks like it could see itself down further. Getting constant rejections off these trend dots here. And there you go, it's saying the momentum has shifted. Breaking this trend dot on the 30-second could just burst down through from 55 down to 44 or something. Started to get some sell side enter there. I'd like to see more, like just a huge globule of red would be ideal to think of a long. I mean, the entire market is red though, so just not really trying to get, it would have been better to get a pullback, to think of it at the pullback idea at the top. And we are at that hour close. Well, ladies and gents, it was mediocre performance today, if I do say so myself. We basically came back to a standstill from before the open, where we were up prior to the open to a calculated trade we took and gave it and went through some drawdown, and then basically lost a few trades, came up slightly on some, and then yeah, it was not overall, if I'm being honest, was not the best day, but it was positive, and all's well that ends well. So on that note, thank you for coming on into live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share, an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision sometimes, and we'll catch you